Hey, what's going on, guys? Matthias here with Hares and Harrows Farmstead. Thank you guys so much for checking out our channel. If you could hit that like and subscribe button, that helps us a ton. Oh, and also that notification button. All three of those help us get our video content out to more people. And if you could do that for us, that'd be great. If you've already done it, thank you very much. Well, today, guys, I just wanted to just kind of give you a farm update, kind of what's going on here at the farm and what we're getting ready for going into our 2021 growing season. We've got the pigs here that you've seen, and they're doing wonderful. We just got them moved out onto their pasture. We're getting 100 meat birds in here in a couple weeks, and so we'll definitely be posting about that soon. A lot of our plants are about to go in the ground. They had a little bit of a delay because of the weather, but those are getting ready to go out here real soon. And we got a couple new things going on here on the farm. And then I also just wanted to walk you through and talk about our feed. We changed our feed from last year. Last year's feed worked really well for those pigs, but for some reason the pigs this year were just not responding as well to it. They were wasting quite a bit of it, and we'll talk through that a little bit more, and just kind of why and how we changed our feed and what we changed it to. But the feed that we got is probably the best pig feed that I've ever heard of in my life. It is super, super healthy, and we'll show that to you in a minute. But right now we're gonna go head up to the garden and check out what's going on in the greenhouse. All right, so here we are in the greenhouse. We've got all of our winter onions that we put in back in September, early September, and they've been growing ever since. Obviously they grew through the winter, so they grew nice and slow, but they should be ready here in a couple weeks. So we've added soil nutrient to all the beds. Hopefully just to get that in a couple weeks before we start putting all of our cucumbers and peppers and tomatoes in here. And those will come in probably in the next couple days, actually. But we got all the nutrient in a few weeks ago, and you'll have to excuse the mess. Everything's kind of blown everywhere. We had a windstorm come in and blew all the drip line everywhere, but it also ripped off this entire half of the greenhouse and right off the wiggle wire, which was super annoying, but but it was a fun adventure. It took us like an hour to get it all tied back down because all the rope that ties and holds this down got ripped off, and we had to have our neighbors come out and help us, and it was a hot mess, but it was a fun adventure, and we got it taken care of. But yeah, we're gonna put tomatoes in these 4 beds right here, and then we're gonna have in the side beds behind me we'll have our pepper plants, and then the ones directly in the middle we'll have our cucumbers, just kind of rotating the beds around in our greenhouse, and then we'll get everything else squared away outside as well. Hoping to have some lettuce starts here soon, and any of our other brassicas and stuff that go outside. So but that's pretty much it for the greenhouse this year. It'll be fun to update you guys as plants are growing. We're doing, I think, about 75 tomato plants and 45 cucumber plants, and then I think we've got about 30 pepper plants. So it should be a productive year, and we're hoping to have a lot to store away and a lot to give away. So it'll be a fun year. But for right now, let's actually we're gonna go check out where our chicken run is going to be this year, because we're going to do that a little bit differently as well. All right, so here we are at the chicken tractors. They are we've got 2 of them. They're Jonathan Siskovich style tractors. If you don't know who that is, go check him out. He's here on YouTube, and he's got a lot of great content out there, but he's also got a book that you can buy. It was super cheap, and it's just an instruction manual on how to build those tractors, and they were pretty easy build. They took a couple hours a piece, but they were awesome. They were a great investment. We didn't lose any chickens in them last year. They're super lightweight, easy to build, easy to move. And I'm sorry about the wind if you can't hear anything, because it's blowing like crazy right now. But yeah, just great tractors. We're gonna try something new with them this year, and we're gonna leave them open as just housing, because right now we can fit about 25 birds in each one, and we're thinking we can double that amount if we take the chicken netting that we've got, the electric netting, and make a larger pasture out of it, and then we can leave these open, and we can probably fit 50 birds in each one if they get big enough. When we decide that's not enough space for them, even though it's just at night, they'll have complete free range area during the day. we might build a second one. I'm sorry, a third one. But other than that, that's kind of just our operation there. What we're doing over here is the grass behind me. We usually do 2 strips per tractor of grass. We'll start it off at that end way over there, and then bring it all the way over to here, and then we'll turn them around and bring them back. And that usually takes around 5 weeks, which is great because it the birds don't come out here until 3 weeks, and so that gives them a full 8 weeks of growth. And I'm not positive how that's going to work this year because we are giving them that more open pasture. We might have to do it less, we might have to do it more, but we'll just kind of figure out how that goes and kind of play that one by ear. But right now I want to take you down over to the pig yard and kind of show you what we've got going on over there, just where we moved them, and kind of talk about how we moved them and how it's going. So we'll see you over there. All right, so here we are in the pig pasture, and yeah, we've had them in here for probably 3 or 4 days, I think, maybe 5, but they have completely obliterated all of the grass here. This entire area was completely green, and we gave them a rather large area thinking that they would it wouldn't take too much time that would take a lot more time for them to dig it all up, but they've done a really phenomenal job. So we're gonna figure out how to get them more pasture here in a little bit, just throughout the season. We've already got 5 or 6 sections that they'll move to, but we might have to add a couple in the back. But they've been doing really well out here. We did just recently switch up their feed, and I'm gonna go talk more about that when we get into the barn, just kind of show you what it was. But we were feeding them barley, oats, and corn, and we were soaking that and fermenting it for about 48 hours, which is great, and they loved it. But the problem was I was seeing a lot of waste, and when I say waste, I mean they were spreading the barley around because it didn't seem as though they loved the barley as much as the corn and the oats, and they were spreading that around the ground, and I just saw it everywhere in their last training pasture. And then I would also see a lot of whole oats and barley in their manure because it just has a harder outer shell. And so we started looking around at different options, and the pig breeder that we get all these guys from, he said that he made well, I was initially looking for peas because peas are a really good source of protein for them to put into that mix of corn, barley, and oats. And so he said he had them, and then I just asked him if he had any soy-free feed, and he was like, yeah, I absolutely do. I make that actually custom, and you can tell me how much ration you want for each ton. So that was super awesome. We went and picked up 1 ton to try it out, and I asked them kind of what all the ingredients were in it. And you guys, I'm not even kidding when I say this is the best pig feed I've ever heard of in my life. It is completely soy-free. It's certified non-GMO, organic, peas, barley, oats, and corn. He sometimes adds flaxseed meal in there as well. And then he puts mineral in there, and then he mixes it as it's going up the auger. He pours on oregano oil and apple cider vinegar, and that, I mean, I don't know about you guys, maybe you guys have heard of healthier stuff, but I can't think of better feed for pigs. And they're not wasting even a little bit of it. Their bowls, their feeders are completely empty every single time I put them in there, but then they go around and they start licking the ground and getting it all off the ground as well. They don't waste a bit of it. And because he grinds it up in a fine grind, it doesn't waste in their manure. So it's getting a really, really efficient, we're getting a really efficient feed for them. And I'd like to think that that's getting them up to their 40 to 45% feed to production ratio. So really excited about what's going on with the pigs. We put the wire just up here, and we had the whole family come out and help us. When I say the whole family, I mean my wife and all 4 of our kids were out with us. And we set up a door over there where we, just to kind of create a mental, or kind of relieve the mental barrier. We looked at a lot of what Joel Salatin does, and he always says put some sort of door so that they know that all of their, they're not gonna, I'm sorry, put a door there so that they know that their line is not gonna shock them when they go through, because what will happen is when we go to move them through the pasture, it'll sometimes take me a couple hours to get them to actually cross the line that was there. Even if the electric wire is not there anymore, they still will wait forever. It's just a mental barrier they can't get past. So we put a pallet door there, and we just zip tied it to a couple of T-posts and made sure it's nice and secure on there so they can't get through it. And then when we are ready to move them through the pasture, we will move them out that door and across the driveway into the new pasture through another door. But we did that, and we set that door up, and then we just had our 2 oldest with shovels kind of guiding them into where I was, because I was in front with the feed and I pulled them across, and then my wife was bringing up the rear and then pushing the rest of them outside of the barn. So it was a fun adventure. A couple of them got out, but it wasn't too bad. It was just a little bit scary for a second, but they were nice and little, not like last year when we tried to move them. They got out and they were big already. So but we got that handle, we got them in here, and they are absolutely loving it. But let's go over to the barn, and I'll show you guys that feed that I'm talking about, and another surprise that I forgot to mention earlier. All right, so here we are in the barn, and I apologize. Somehow every time I decide I'm gonna make a video for the YouTube, the chickens decide they're gonna lay at the same time and make a ton of noise. So I apologize in advance. But this is this big, huge 1-ton bag of feed, and we picked this up the other day. It is, and I'll show you the grain here. It doesn't obviously look any different than anybody else's feed, except for maybe you can see more of the whole grains in there. But it's got the corn, barley, oats, and the peas are completely ground up real fine. The only thing that's left kind of whole is some of the oats and the corn. But it smells incredible, because you can smell the apple cider vinegar and the oregano in there. And what I know the apple cider vinegar, and I believe the oregano does this as well. It just allows for a much healthier gut bacteria, or gut flora and microbiome within the pig's gut. And which, again, when we eat them, that also helps to contribute to our healthy gut. So it's a win-win there. But the huge win with this was that, one, we do have to drive an hour and a half, but it was costing us about $20 a bag the way that we were doing it before, which was like, I think 39 to 40 cents a pound. This is 32 cents a pound, so it cost us around $16 a bag, which is a huge savings on our end. The feed that we were buying was actually costing us more than we had planned on, and so we were also trying to remedy that issue as well, and we just lucked out. It was serendipitous that not only is this way healthier, but it also was way less. I mean, we're talking a couple $100 difference there, maybe even more. I've not actually done the math, but over the next couple months. So yeah, that's the pig feed. That's why we decided to switch it. We were looking for a lower cost feed, but we also wanted a healthier feed. We wanted to make sure it was a nice and complete feed. We don't usually supplement mineral, but because it's already in there, it's a salt mineral. We're not too worried about it. We usually don't supplement it because we have fairly untouched soil here, and it's really rich soil, so there's a lot of mineral content in there as well. So they're getting most of what they need by just eating the dirt, and then we'll throw them charcoal as well. But yeah, so that's kind of it for this video. Oh, the one surprise. I was going to show you that one surprise. So let me actually go outside, and I'll show you what that was. We're super excited about it. A tractor, y'all. We We've been wanting one for a while because we knew that we would be able to get a lot more work done. We've been spending a lot of time and energy on things, doing it manually that we would be able to save if we got a tractor. So we've been saving up one for a while. We were able to get this at a decent price, and luckily it had a loader and bucket on it already. In my opinion, with us doing regenerative farming without tilling, a tractor without a loader is relatively useless to us. That's what we need it for. So we've already been able to put it to great use. We've been back in the woods filling the loader up with wood that we heat with just wood in the winter. So we have to pile up quite a bit. Plus we have to have enough for maple sugar in season. So we've been able to drive it back there and load up the loader with wood, come and dump it in the pile, and just do runs back and forth where we were doing. It's 500-600 feet, which isn't a ton, but when you're doing that with a wheelbarrow or with a tractor, a truck bed, a small truck bed, that takes a long time, and it's just not, it just wears you out. So we were super excited to have this here. And it's also we've been able to clear some land where there was a bunch of autumn mows to make room for more food. So that's another plus for us. Super excited to have it here. So, and just very blessed and thankful to have it. All right, guys. Well, that's about it for this video. We want to hopefully have the watering video or the waterer video up next. Actually, you can see the barrel right there. That's what we're going to be using for. It's only about a 15-minute build, so it should be a pretty short video and very simple. So hopefully that'll help you guys out as well. Otherwise, there's not much else left. Oh, if you guys have any ideas that you guys have anything you want us or that you want to see from our channel, please leave it in a comment section below. We can think of all the ideas ourselves, but we're only limited to what we know, and we want to make sure that we're posting content that you want to see. So go ahead and leave us a comment below, and that will help us out a ton, just to keep more videos coming and more content out headed your way. So if you haven't already, check out our website. It's harrisonharrowsfarmstead.com. You can read and learn all about our share membership there. That goes once a year, but if you want to get on the list, you can email us, and we'll put you on the list for next year. And then you can also learn about our Homesteaders Harvest class, which is a class we'll hold hopefully 2 every fall, and maybe even more often if they get popular enough. But we hold 2 right now in the fall. They can hold about 8 members in each one. And what you do is you come to the farm for 2 days. You come first day to learn how to do the kill, the scald, the scrape, and evisceration, and then we'll cut we'll cut the pig in half and then hang it and walk you through that process. And then the next day, after the pig has had a day to hang and cool, and the meat and fat have set, then we'll pull it down and we'll quarter it, and we'll walk you through all of the primals and the subprimal cuts, and then even some charcuterie and sausage making. So it's going to be a really fun class, and if you're interested at all, go to harrisonharrowsfarmstead.com and click on the classes tab, and we'll get you set up. You can register right there. So, but other than that, we just appreciate you guys checking us out. Again, I'm going to say it, if you can, like, subscribe, and hit that notification button if you haven't already. That helps us out a ton. And until next time, we'll see you later.